and welcome to another Teacher's Corner. I am Teacher Kirby, and today we're going to play through the next episode, which is Night of the Comet. First things first, we have our skill bar glowing. We do have one more space point to spend, and we are down on the commander level. I'm going to go ahead and fill out my advanced weapon amplification so that my crit D2 over beams have a little more oomph when they hit a critical hit every time they overload. Alright, there we go, and moving right along. Go, Night of the Comet. Night of the Comet. We've determined that the Davidians are using the triolic energy of Driffin's Comet to ease their entry into our phase variance. That is the cause of all the incidents in the neutral zone. But it's worse than that. It's possible that given the amount of triolic temporal energy in that comet, that the Davidians will be able to destabilize the area of space surrounding the comet enough that they will pull it and everything in it to their phase variance. In essence, they're trying to steal an entire sector. The resulting effects of the surrounding space would make the destruction of Romulus look like the popping of a party favor. The only thing we can do to stop it is destroy the comet before the Davidians can use it. It's not enough to do it in the present, because the Davidians would still have access in the 23rd century when the comet moves past Terzana Station. We have to destroy it there. You'll need your ship this time, so you can't use the Davidian portal on the station. I can help you get to the past, but you'll need to follow my instructions precisely. Good luck. Alright, so this is a more than double. This is 150% XP weekend. So time and a half, actually 2.5 times our normal XP. So you can see this is quite a lot of experience points, and we get some dilithium ore, a little bit extra because it is a dilithium weekend as well. And here we go. These are our options for what we can get, and because it is an episode replay event, we will be getting the Ophidian Cane at the end of this episode as well. So we're going to accept.
Until next time.
And exit, and as always, we're transwarping to the past. Not to the past, to the start of the mission. We will be going to the past. We'll be using, I believe, the Slingshot maneuver. Yep. We will be using the infamous Slingshot maneuver. Can't speak today. We'll be using the infamous Slingshot remover utilized in Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. Okay. You should feel privileged. Very few people ever get to see this system. My organization has gone to a lot of trouble to keep it off of the navigational charts. This star is ideal for what starship pilots call a slingshot. Section 31 uses it from time to time to deal with problems that take a more creative approach to solve. Your best chance of getting back to the point in time where you need to be is to use the star's gravity to accelerate your ship to such a high speed that you will be able to access the time continuum. I've taken the liberty of having the light speed breakaway calculations added to your ship's database. You will need to hit a series of points as you move around the star. After you make your approach, you should see a navigational beacon. Aim for it and you will have the correct trajectory for the slingshot. This is a tricky maneuver. If you don't hit each point in the correct order and time, it won't work. I hope your helm officer is up to the task. One more thing before you start. I also added a holo emitter to your vessel. You will appear to be a Klingon D7 with the appropriate access codes for the time period, but still have access to all of the 25th century firepower you will need to deal with the Comet. Don't alter the timeline any more than you have to. Destroy the Comet and stop the Davidians, but other than that, try to stay out of trouble. I'd wish you luck, but I have a feeling you won't think I was being sincere. We're ready to engage the holo emitter and start our run around the star on your command, Captain. Alright, so I appear to be a D7, but I am still my own ship, and we're going to Slingshot. I've found that going at full impulse does help, at least in the beginning, and we can exit it later on. You will start moving fast. Hey, what do you know? I did it the first time. It is a tricky maneuver. Captain, based on the decay of elements in this system, we have arrived approximately 150 years in the past, somewhere around the Earth year 2265. Sir, incoming hail. It's from a Constitution-class starship identifying itself as the USS Reuben James. Putting it on screen now.
Attention, unidentified ship. I am Commodore Jacob Ross in command of the USS Reuben James. We have been searching for a Klingon vessel reported to have attacked a colony in the Gliese system. You fit the description of the ship we are looking for. Unless you can prove you are not, we will take immediate action.
Captain, the Reuben James has closed the channel. They are not responding to hails and weapons are charging. We cannot seriously damage Commodore Ross's ship without risking damage to the timeline. But we must defend ourselves and complete our mission. Recommend we fight to disable. Subdue the USS Reuben James. There they are. And we've now disabled them. There we go.
To any ships in range, please, we need help. I don't know what these things are, but they're all over the station. They're killing people. Please, you have to help us.
Alright, Drazana Station. Captain, the comet approaching the station. Its trialic energy is making it easier for the Davidians to manifest. The people on the station don't have any way to fight them. We will have to help, or they'll all die. So we beam down to the station. My usual bridge officer away team. Captain, I'm reading multiple Davidian life signs. We will need to work quickly to clear the station of their presence. Since we have a moment, let's scan for the duranium. And there we go. All right. I did want to check. Forgot to check it before. There we go. And do we have... We do have a temporal probe to look for. And it is in Drazana habitation level in the past night of the Comet. So, keep our eyes out for a temporal probe. I do not see the telltale investigate temporal probe, so we're going to move. Let's see, is there anything left in this room to do? No. Shoot everything! Okay, I think we got it all. And now we have investigate temporal probe. We're going to use our keybind. See if we can target it. It seems to be that way behind us, so let's go find it. I see our temporal probe. Alright, that is done. So let's deal with the temporal probe, and then we can get back to the main part of the mission. Hopefully we'll get an easy one. Ugh. I hate this one. Okay, let's see. Okay. Prince, Veer, or Technician. Let's see, which one do I see here? Okay, I see Rance with something missing, so I'm going to assume that's Brand. Yay, data accepted. Initialize for next. Voth, Cave, or Spoon. V blank TH. I'm assuming that's Voth. Data accepted. Yay. Relieve, entangled, or tame. So let's see. Alright. REL blank E blank E. That looks like relieve. There we go. The probe's collecting triolic wave energy data from the comet. Perhaps the Nakul are trying to figure out where they can find natural sources of triolic energy, which they can then use to engage massive time displacement fields, or create a massive time disruption. Shut that thing down. Alright, and they've salvaged some components. Ooh, an isolinear chip. Nice. And taking items. I see some ore to scan. Not quite fast enough, but that's okay. Let's go back to the bar fight. Alright. We have broken up the bar fight. Not much else. Let's see. And we went in that room. So, looks like this room here, off the bar, is the only one left with enemies. So, alrighty. So we'll check. Okay, so we need to go across the bar to the other side, and that should give us the last room. Always take the shortcut. Much more fun that way.
Not attempt to stop us. We hunger. We must leave. Leave immediately, or I will amplify the time distortion and destroy this station. You will not survive.
Hey,
Ooh.
those things are holed up in the lounge, and they've got some of my customers in there with them. The door is barricaded, but a few hits with a phaser should take care of that. Get my people out of there!
Alrighty. So now we are heading to the lounge, which is here. That is the first time I have heard a voice for the Phantasm on this mission. Let me tell you, it's a bit spooky. Bonnikins is spookier, but that was a bit spooky. Okay, looks like we're going this way. And they're barricaded in, so we're gonna blast. Say hello to my little friend. Go. Kill everything. And there. Boop-a-doo. Kill the shredded phantasm. Oh, I've dealt 150,000 anti-proton damage. That's an accolade. This means my things will be a bit more. They'll stack a bit more. Or sorry, they'll be a bit more powerful. There we go. Alright.
Thanks for the help, friend. What were those things? Damn spirits snuck up on me. I noticed a spike in trialic energy, and I was working to adjust the station's shields to compensate. I went to fetch a hyperspanner, and I was attacked. If you help me, I can finish my repairs before the trialic energy reaches lethal levels. By the way, you can call me Scotty.
So we need to escort Scotty to the shipyard. Follow the drunken engineer. I like that. I'm wearing a 23rd century uniform and he tells me it's a funny looking uniform I got there.
Just as I suspected, the trialic energy is increasing. We'll be cooked like a haggis if we don't do something about it. There is a wee store on this station. The lass who runs it, Cassidy, said they might be getting a supply of the new quantum flux regulators. The Mark II versions. If we had one of those regulators, I could modify the flux coordinating sensors and use them to modulate the shields protecting the station. That would buy us some time. Go find Cassidy. She'll know where they are.
So we need to get a quantum flux regulator from Cassidy. Alright. And Cassidy is this way. Okay, Cassidy is over here. And again, always take the shortcut when possible.
What were those things? They were floating, and then one looked at me, and I feel so weak. And then it lifted me up, and it was horrible. Are you looking for something from the store? A quantum what? I'm sorry, I'm just too scared right now to think about selling anything. I'm closing down until I get my wits about me. Maybe it would be best if I packed up and went back to Sherman's planet. I don't know. Maybe a nerve tonic would soothe me. Can you get one for me?
Alright, so we find a nerve tonic for Cassidy. So to do that, let me respond to this. Let him know that I'm recording. Alright. So go and talk to the bartender.
What can I get you? A nerve tonic? Almost every culture in the galaxy has nerve tonics. Most worlds have multiple variations, and everyone thinks that the one their grandmother made is better than all the rest. Look, I 10 bar at a commerce station in the middle of one of this quadrant's busiest trade routes. It's my job to be able to make anything you want, but you gotta be specific. I could make you 14,647 different nerve tonics, 18,397 if you're Boolean. So, what kind do you want? Tell you what, one of the waitresses should be able to help you narrow down what kind of nerve tonic would be best. Talk to one of them, and then come back. I'm sure we can make exactly what you need.
Okay, so the bartender's a little annoyed that we're asking for nerve tonic, but that's okay. We're gonna go talk to the waitress over here, and she's going to basically blow us off.
Who do you think you are? First the lights go all strange, then these weird creatures show up, and worst of all, you're here picking fights with my best customers. Look at dear, brave, handsome Captain McQueen here. He could have been killed. You should be ashamed of yourself.
About the nerve tonic.
Nerve tonics. How can I think about nerve tonics when my sweet Captain McQueen is injured? Well, if you want to know about any sort of exotic beverage, go ask that drunken Scotsman. Lieutenant Commander Scott. He knows more about alcohol than anyone I've ever met. While you do that, I'm going to make my sweet prince all better.
Alright, so she blows us off, tells us to go talk to Captain Scott. So we go back to Scotty.
Did you get the quantum flux regulator?
Do you know about nerve tonics?
Nerve tonics? Ugh, you don't look like you need one of those. These wee beasties are troublesome, but they're not as bad as a ship full of angry Romulans. Now, I've been known to enjoy an occasional nip of Scotch whiskey. That's the only nerve tonic you'll ever need. Why do you need to know about them?
I'm looking for a nerve tonic for Cassidy.
Oh, for Cassidy. Now that makes sense. She's a bonny lass, that Cassidy, and more than willing to spend a little time with a right Starfleet officer, if you know what I mean. But she hasn't got the stomach for fighting. Is she alright? I hate for anything to happen to her.
She's shaken up, but she'll be fine.
Glad to hear it. Sounds like she needs something to take a wee bit of the edge off. And that happens to be one of my specialties, along with transwarp transporter technology and warp field mechanics. Cassidy's been meeting me every evening in the bar for a spot of cheer, but I've never seen her order a nerve tonic. Perhaps if I told you what she likes, you'll be able to figure out the right mix. The bartender will help you.
What does Cassidy like to drink?
I've seen Cassidy order these drinks.
Alright. So, there's a number of drinks there. We'll have to go through each one.
Cassidy didn't like the salty taste of the Albion brandy, but she really enjoyed the fact that it was garnished with a drop of honey that floated on the top of the drink. Bah, garnish is getting in the way of a fine beverage, if you ask me. Can you imagine putting a wee piece of pineapple in a glass of 20-year-old single malt? It's preposterous.
Alright, so she likes the drop of honey on top of the drink as a garnish. These are things we'll have to remember.
These drinks. The only time I saw Cassidy ordering blood wine was when she was feeling under the weather. Poor lass. She liked that it was served warm, but she hated those blasted heavy metal mugs the Klingons use, and the potency of it was a bit much for her to handle. A girl like Cassidy needs something with a little less kick.
So she likes something that is served warm with a drop of honey on top.
I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Soleil brought Cassidy a Denevian mead a few nights ago. Ugh, terribly sweet stuff, like drinking syrup. Cassidy didn't like the cloying sweetness, and the wee bird broke out into highs because she was allergic to the fruit garnish. I'm not ordering any of that stuff again.
Okay, so she doesn't like things that are too sweet. But she likes a drop of honey on top, and it should be
I've
served
seen
warm.
Cassidy order these drinks. Cassie and I got into a drinking contest with a Klingon one night, and we ended up drinking fire wine. It's not as good as scotch, mind you, but it's better than drinking warp core coolant. The next morning, after she picked herself up off the floor, Cassidy told me that the fire wine was so spicy that she was afraid it had eaten a hole through her stomach. I had to send her to see Bones for a checkup. Also, she said that drinking from those shallow bowls made her feel like someone's pet targ.
Okay. So she doesn't like anything spicy, and she doesn't like the glass, the fact that it was
I've seen
shallow.
Cassidy order these drinks.
Alright, let's move along.
Martinis aren't my cup of tea, as it were, but Cassidy seems to like them. She appreciates that a martini should be served as cold as possible, but since she nurses her drinks, the cold tends to dissipate, and she doesn't get the full effect. She's quite fond of those fancy stemmed glasses, though.
So she likes the stemmed glasses of the martini. She likes the honey garnish, and she likes her drink to be served warm.
I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Cassidy really likes her Sumerian sunsets, mostly because of the sour taste. She hates that the drink is so weak, and has been trying to convince the bartender to add garnish to it, to make the happy feeling last longer. But he won't, because then it wouldn't be a Sumerian sunset. Me, I say a drink is a drink. If the lady wants a garnish, give her one.
Okay, so she likes the sour taste of the Sumerian sunset, something that's served warm, a drop of honey, and the martini glass, the stemmed one.
I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Cassidy really likes a little pick-me-up of a drop of Skagarian whiskey. But she doesn't like the wee shot glasses, or the silly paper umbrellas. Who ever heard of putting a wee paper umbrella in a glass of whiskey? It's sacrilege. If I ever go to Skagara, I'm going to give them a piece of my mind.
Okay, so she liked something with a little pick-me-up, drop of honey for a garnish, warm, sour, and in a stemmed glass.
I've
This
seen
is
Cassidy
important.
order these drinks.
Okay, it's important we remember all of this. Now we're going to go back. We've talked to Lieutenant Commander Scott, so now we're going to go back and talk to the bartender. And we're going to see about getting that nerve tonic.
What can I get you? I'll need some more details before I can make a drink for you. If you need help figuring out what combination of ingredients you want, you should talk to one of the waitresses. That's what they're here for, after all. So, do you want it to be hot or cold?
Remember, she liked the hot of the blood wine, so we're going to get it hot.
What kind of flavor profile are you looking for?
She didn't like the sweet. She did like the sour of the Sumerian sunset. So we're going to go with
strong
sour.
do you want this drink to be?
She liked the little pick-me-up from the Skagarian whiskey, so we're going to do that.
How would you like this drink to be served?
And she didn't like the shot glass. She didn't like the mug. She didn't like the shallow bowl. She does like the stemmed
and last,
glass.
but certainly not least, what kind of garnish would you like?
And you remember she liked the drop of honey.
This should be all the info I need. I'll put the drink on the bar when I'm done. I'll put the bill on your tab.
Alright, so that is our nerve tonic. Alright, and now we're going to give Cassidy the drink.
Do you have a drink for me? I love warm drinks. They're so relaxing.
So she likes the warm.
There's a lovely sour note to this drink. I feel so refreshed.
I'm glad. I thought this would be right for you.
There's just enough oomph to this drink to make it really stick with you. I like that.
You looked like you could use a little pick-me-up.
I love the style of this glass. It accentuates the flavor of the ingredients.
Aesthetics are important. The right glass makes the right drink even better.
Honey, oh, that bit of sweetness is just perfect. It adds the most delightful note to each sip.
I'm glad even the last drop of this drink is making you happy.
Ah, that is marvelous. I'm feeling much better now, thank you. What tool was it you needed? A quantum flux regulator Mark II? I have one of those right here. Please take it as a thank you.
Alright, so she gives us the quantum flux regulator. Now I can go back to Scotty. It's here trying to work. Okay.
The right tool for the right job. I'll start making the adjustments, but I don't know if I've got enough time. You can't change the laws of physics. The trialic energy levels keep rising, and sensors show the blasted comet is to blame. Modulating the shields is not going to be enough. Something needs to be done about that comet if we're going to live to see the morning.
Captain, the station is safe for now, but we still need to deal with the comet in orbit. If the Davidians are able to harness its energy, then they will be able to pull most of this sector into their phase variants. Past, present, it will all be disrupted. Beam back to your ship and destroy Driffin's comet. Alright, so I'm beaming to the ship. This is as close as the comet's trajectory will take it to Zerzana Station, Captain. We need to destroy the comet while we still have time. Destroy Driffin's comet. Sir, a group of Klingon vessels have entered the system. The lead ship is hailing us, sir. Putting it on screen now.
Ah, a ship from the House of Duras! I am Captain Bavat, son of Warat, and leader of my house. My brother died due to Duras' treachery. I will avenge his death with the destruction of 100 Duras ships. Prepare to die!
Captain, we can't afford to change the course of events any more than they have been altered already, and we know that Captain Bavat survives this day. We'll need to attempt to disable his forces. He'll be calling for reinforcements. We need to destroy the comet and return to our time before we are overwhelmed. So we subdue Bavat's forces and destroy the comet. Let's scan the hexafluorine gas first. There we go. Alright, they're disabled. Now we go to the comet. So now there's fragments that I have to deal with. As you can see, it's going to break up into smaller and smaller pieces as we go. I'm not even actually going to worry about the KDF forces that are coming at me right now, because my fire at will is going to attack them as well. There we go. I've gotten the comet, and now I am going after the KDF forces. Alright, and everything's destroyed. I do have the moment to scan the hydrazine gas. So I'm going to go ahead and interact with that. Okay. That did it, Captain. The remaining comet debris is too small to be a threat. Now we just need to find a way to... One moment, sir. I'm detecting a temporal anomaly. It's forming inside the teacher's corner.
If you are
Oh,
receiving
no.
this message, then you and your crew have completed your mission. Driffin's comet is destroyed, and the Davidians are no longer a threat to the Federation. You've done well. And to prove that I'm not the immoral monster that some make me out to be, I'm going to help you. When you last docked at Deep Space K7, I had some modifications made to your vessel. One of those is the addition of a Borg temporal node salvaged from a cube in the Batron cluster. It's set to return you to our time. Congratulations on a job well done. Drake out.
Loading Eddie Erdani system. We have finished Night of the Comet. Alright, and now, ooh, I have some new duty officers.
Excellent work. I knew I could count on you. The disappearance of Driffin's comet in the 23rd century will be a scientific curiosity. I have taken steps to suppress information that might reveal our involvement, and I trust that you and your crew will refrain from telling stories about what happened here. After all, we're getting along so well. One thing I hope you'll take away from all this is that any opinion you may have of the immorality of so-called rogue elements like Section 31 is a bit naive. Contrary to popular opinion among some Starfleet officers, we do not spend our days plotting evil and committing random acts of villainy like characters in a bad holonovel. We protect the Federation from threats. Thanks to you, the Davidians are no longer on that list. If you think about it, everything we do is to preserve the freedoms you so enjoy. You should be grateful. Drake out.
Alright, so here is our list of things to choose. I'm going to choose the Ophidian Cane because it can be useful. And
Until next time.
And there we go. I have jumped ahead a couple levels because of the 2.5 times XP. And I do have some new...
Starfleet Medical has analyzed the reports of the attacks on ship and stations.
Okay, I'm not going to play that one yet. I do have a new bridge officer, so I'm going to collect that reward. I have plenty of engineers, so I don't need that. And I'm going to get a couple when I get up. I do have 3 right now, tactical officers, so don't need any more of those. I'm going to get a couple superior Romulan operatives once I level up all the way. So I'm going to need a science officer, so I'm going to take that. And since there's no room, I'm going to put her on reserve. Alright, and new duty officers. Duty officer pack. There we go. And I've gotten a few new duty officers. Okay, so what I can do with duty officers, I have spent some time purchasing duty officers for my use. Okay, so I can take my new duty officer and donate my white one. And see, that has put this project into cooldown. I don't have any other white duty officers, so I'm going to go ahead and this is a neat little trick. I did see that I got 2 greens, so this is a neat little trick you can use. I'll show you this trick before the end of the episode. finish. Okay, and I'm going to, there we go, I'm going to beam down to Starfleet Academy. Okay, and here's why. I'm going to get rid of my 2 green duty officers that I just collected, but the way I'm going to do it is in a way that is helpful to my fleet. So I've just beamed down, and here we go. I want to go in to this room where we first saw Lieutenant Farah. But this time I'm going to and talk to not Lieutenant Farah, but the personnel officer. Now, what I want to do is not submit requests for personnel, but I want to exchange officers. So what I want. Okay, wrong one. I want. Whoops. Back. Okay. I want exchange officers. I want uncommon. That's the green one. So now what I do is I select, and I have 2 to choose from. So I'm going to choose this one, and I begin assignment. Now it only takes a few seconds, and you see it is now finished, and I can collect rewards, and now I've gotten 3 white duty officers. Okay, neat little trick here. Okay, and since I have 2 green ones, I'm going to do it again, and there we go, and it takes only a few seconds to complete. 1 second, and it's being processed. Collect rewards. There we go. I've collected all my rewards. So now I have 6 white duty officers. I'm going to open up my fleet temporal operations, fleet tab again, and I'm going to look. Ooh, I have some engineering officers I can contribute, and there we go. I have contributed. I've now filled the duty officer requirements for that project. Oh, they need some science and medical. I have that. Here we go. And that's a few that I've contributed. I can check on the others and see if there's any that fit their requirements. Common, and I can put that one in, and that should be all the white officers that I have. Let's check, and quality common, and as you can see I have no common duty officers left. Okay, I did spend quite a bit of energy credits that I ground from the Ryza event to fill out my roster with purple and a few blue duty officers so that I can a little more easily complete duty officer assignments and get that commendation that is so needed for the can't speak today. There we go. For the temporal agent requirements. Alright. We did find a temporal probe. I'm going to go ahead and claim that. There we go. Complete. Okay. Claim that. And again, almost done with our Romulan marks. So I'm going to go ahead and accept. And that puts us 5 away from what we need to complete our Romulan reputation with a sponsorship token, which I have right there. Okay. So we also have 500 Nukara marks from rewards that we collected from the Delta Recruit. So as we keep going, we'll be getting other marks like Temporal and Terran marks, for example, Delta marks, etc., etc. The Omega marks are pretty easy to get. We're going to be doing ISAs, etc., as we level up and get to end game, so I'm not too worried about collecting those, but I will collect some of the other marks that are available here to give us an easier time grinding those reputations. Alright, so this has been a Teacher's Corner playthrough. Played through Night of the Comet and also saw how to grind down duty officers from one rarity to a lower rarity so we can donate them to the fleet. And next time we will be playing the Ultimate Klingon. I will see you then.